Okay, it is October the 31st, 2024, Halloween. Still early in the morning though, so no trick-or-treaters yet. Okay, I'm going to make a video about the amazing D-104, probably the most famous, surely the most famous microphone in all of amateur radio history. But I want to show you what I've got this time, and I think I finally am happy with it. I'm going to have to take things apart a little bit and show you. See, this one has a, this one had the preamp in the bottom. It's got another preamp in it I got off of eBay. I'll show you what it is. And then it's got a special type of, well, I don't know if you call it too special, but it's got a nice microphone element in here. Not the classic little bitty ones that already have the FET built into them, but a high-end one. It was like $8, $10, or $20. It wasn't a lot of money when I say high-end, the element in here. But I actually had to add an FET to it. I'm going to take it apart very carefully because I don't want to harm it. I've got it working so well. And then I'll show you that preamp that I got off of eBay in here that I really like. So, well, I just like this thing, it just feels so good. I still have the original one that was bought for me when I was a kid, when I was 13 and got my general ticket. And this is not it, because the one that I've got, I haven't modified. It's actually got an original element, the other one. But that one's not worth talking about right now. Let's just talk about this one. I'm going to take this thing off. I think everybody knows how these work. I'm going to open this up and show you what's inside. Let me open it up first and be right back. Okay, I've got it open now. I might point out this head. You notice that it's black. It's a little bit different from the from most of them. These screws do not go all the way through like they do on most on the silver heads. It has 4 screws here in the front, but the front doesn't come off. This is just decoration. They do come out, but this won't come off. Only the back comes off. This is the way I've got it set up in the back. All I did was take the back off. One of the screws is stripped. That's why that one stays there. I had to fill it in with glue. But anyway, taking it apart and putting it together too many times. This is what I've got in. I want to remember this so I can put it back this way, because people tell me it sounds real good. And then when I remove this, you'll see the element that I have in there. It's actually quite a nice one. You see what it looks like? Like I say, it's more than the 69-cent little tiny ones, but this one's supposed to have a very good frequency response. It also comes with nothing on it. It's not amplified. So I hope you can see this okay. And the camera will focus there. I put an FET in right there. There's the load, the resistor load for it. But that is an FET to give it some gain. It comes off of the one side of it. I don't know if I can remember how I did this now. One side, this is ground. One side goes to ground. One side goes into the gate. I guess it comes out of here, and then, yeah, you can see that. So I had to buy that little FET separate. Okay, so now that we know what's inside it, it's just a little bit fancier than the standard ones. Okay, now I'm going to put it back together. Okay, got it back together now. Now, I'm going to take the bottom off. You can see the battery over here because it doesn't have that little potentiometer in it anymore. This is quick enough. I think I'll just keep the camera going and hopefully not get in such a big hurry that I drop it or do something really stupid. It's always easier to make a mistake and kick the camera and do something really dumb, and when you're trying to keep it from being too drawn out. Also, after I show you what's in here, I'm going to go into the my other computer. Okay, here's that board that's in it. I'm actually not going to take the board out, but what I like about it, well, you hook the wires up according to the instructions that you get. This is original. This came with the microphone. It's part of the fixture of the microphone. And this is the board that you buy right here. I'm not advertising for these boards intentionally. I do not know the man that makes them. I've left a couple of comments on his YouTube page because I'm very pleased with it. But anyway, it's got a treble and a bass control. In my case, I've turned the treble up all the way, which is clockwise. I've turned the bass counterclockwise and just a little bit off of fully counterclockwise to the left. Treble all the way to the right, bass all the way to the left, and then just a little bit off of it. I have the gain and the drive turned up all the way. And the noise gate, I guess, is up all the way too. Well, I really like this noise gate because when I quit talking, you don't hear anything. You don't hear the crickets in the background or the cats fighting or anything. Really pleased with this. And I want to tell you why I did this. This is not for, I didn't make this for my 7300, so to speak. I made it for vintage radios. And what I wanted in it is a sound a little bit like the modern day radios with just a little bit of DSP, you know, digital signal processing. Call it digital sound processing, whatever you want to call it. If you use a microphone that has no bass and treble and noise gate and drive and gain stages, whatever, they actually turn out okay. But people will tell you that your beloved KWM-2A and your S-line stuff sounds good. Sounds really nice and clean and crisp and clear, but it sounds kind of vintage, you know what I mean? That's what I kept hearing. I said, well, that's good. That's okay. But I also have a little modern day ICOM 7300, and I've heard a lot of them, and people say, you sound like you're sitting in a room with me. Because I keep the compression down really low, I keep it at 1. I keep the volume, the gain down low anyway. That's just my personal preference. I don't like it cranked up really high where everything is compressed like I'm trying to get that last country to get by Worked All States or Worked All Countries award or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that, of course, but I like it for a rag chewing type of a QSO. And what I was looking for in my vintage, you know, vacuum tube equipment was something with just a little bit of compression in it and the noise gate to, you know, to stop the noise when you're not talking, so you're not hearing the background noise. I wanted a little bit of compression, and I found it in this. I found it in this. Your experience might be different. I'm not selling these. I keep saying that because everybody's experience is different, but I am ultra pleased with this, and that's why I'm making a video of it, because, you know, you can go out and buy microphones, high-end microphones, headsets, and everything that are just fabulous for all the modern equipment with a 8-pin connector, and you just plug it in and play. Well, if you're, you know, if you have some of the vintage stuff, you can't necessarily do that. I mean, you can go buy a dynamic mic, or you can buy this or that. You can buy some vintage stuff that may or may not be any good because it may be 50, 60 years old. You know where I'm going with this. Well, anyway, this is brand new. This is a brand new element up here. You can buy today. Like I say, had to build an FET stage into it. And then this little preamp stage with the bass, treble, gain, drive, noise gate control. Very nice. I like it. I can't show you exactly how it sounds. There's just not much way to do it. I'll take you in and show you where I bought it. I don't know how many are available, but I like it. What it does is it gives the this is what people tell me, and what I hear, you know, I'm monitoring myself, is it gives the vintage equipment just that little bit of I'm saying it again, digital signal processing, and just adds some body to the voice, if you know what I'm saying, instead of just being so high-pitched. So anyway, let's go look at what it is, and I'll show you what it is that about. Okay, well, we're looking at my computer screen now. This is the item I bought. Looks like he's only got 2 available. See, it says you bought this item, so this is it. And that's what you just saw. For what it's worth, okay, I thought that was pretty reasonable. Okay, and here is what I use it in. Okay, I'm not able to stop the camera. Excuse me for this, but there it is right there. There's what I use it on. Let's back the camera off a little bit. Okay, I know it makes some people dizzy to move it around, but got to do it. What I got to do sometimes. This is the KWM-2A I use it into. There's the there it is right there, what I just showed you, and into this 30S1. So, if you are a vintage operator, have vintage equipment, it worked nicely for me. Like I say, I can't guarantee it'll make you happy. Everybody has their own experience, but I found it harder to get what I wanted than I thought it would be in getting, to say it once more, a little bit of that digital sound processing into it's into the microphone. I mean, there's no way I'm going to modify and put some wacky mod in my actual equipment there. So for what it's worth, hope you enjoy. Stay safe. Happy Halloween. While I'm at it, I might as well show you my latest big tube amp. Whether you like audio or amateur radio, you'll like this. Now that's a tube, isn't it? That's a 31000Z and a kitty cat tail. Let's scope in on the 31000Z. And of course, when it's transmitting, it always kind of overwhelms the camera. It's actually a kind of a bright orange, but it's not that white. But that's a 31000Z. It runs just a little bit over 3,000 volts on the plate. Does a little bit over a kilowatt output, or at least that's what I tell everybody. There's the plate current and grid current, tuning, loading, etc. I use a B&W 852 tank coil in there. I don't know if we can see any of that inside there, but there's a tank coil in there, that big, that nice one right there. I have a fan up in the top. You can't see it here, blowing straight down onto the top of the tube. You can see a fan back there blowing this way. It's going to be really nice sitting in front of this thing in the wintertime. And then there's another fan underneath it blowing upward, cooling the filament seals. They're all on right now, so you don't really hear anything. Well, let me see. I've got another amplifier on. Let me turn those off so you can hear how quiet it is. I tend to use, as long as I can get enough air output, I like to use 240 volt fans on 120 volts. They can move a reasonable amount of air in there, very quiet. Because I sure don't like to hear fans in the background. So anyway, that is my latest amateur radio project, and I drive it with that little 7300 that's powered off right now. And I think every amateur radio operator's seen one of those. There you go. And this little watt meter, which is kind of odd, is actually between the output of this and the input of this. It's just there kind of for fun. Okay, sorry, I'm bumping it around a lot. There you go.